Posing against the skyline like they are the official birds of Pittsburgh, geese hardly take a break anymore from their residency on the North Shore. And you can tell that they've been here, even when they're out of sight, by what they've left behind.
It's dangerous to bicyclists and people jogging and walking that you can fall or have an accident because of it. It's
been hard to miss, as we have heard over and over again from locals and tourists alike, trying to bike or walk through the area.
When you're doing that, you don't really be having to worry about, stepping in geese stuff.
Certainly I've had to check my shoes a few times already.
So once again, the Sports and Exhibition Authority is calling on the dogs, or the geese police as they're called.
We're not exterminators, we don't kill anything. We just try to influence them to stay away. We appeal to their sense of survival. They view the dog as a predator.
As we saw when Mikey approached these geese as we watched. He didn't even have to get close and they were off. Certainly more effective than I was on the North Shore this afternoon. Bowen says the geese have to be essentially trained with multiple visits a day by the dogs before they get the idea that the North Shore is not hospitable.
Nothing really wants to hang out where there's predators.
And that's exactly what the SEA is hoping for.
We're trying to push them outside of the park territory altogether.
This is all that's left of the shed that belongs to the West Mifflin Youth Association. It housed their football jerseys and training equipment. It burned down earlier this week in a fire that's now being investigated as an arson.
Sick to my stomach. Absolutely sick to my stomach. I was speechless. I had no words. I'm actually nauseous standing here.
The Duquesne Annex Assistant Fire Chief Chuck Spengler tells KDKA this happened Wednesday night around 9 p.m. The shed is located on the old Emerson School property and has no utilities. It actually caught fire last summer, but crews were able to salvage some of the items. This time, they lost everything.
Replacement cost is probably upwards of $6,000 or more.
But to target children, you're evil. Evil.
The West Mifflin Youth Association operates as a nonprofit under the umbrella of the Pittsburgh Rangers semi-pro team, which Michael Morin is a co-owner of. He says the league was under different ownership when they were shut down in 2018 for playing a kid who was overage and injured numerous others on the field.
Somebody who obviously has no heart or has a personal vendetta, perhaps, against the organization for restarting.
Now, in terms of what's next, the owner of this league says he hopes to have things back up and running come July for heat acclimation. Reporting in West Mifflin, I'm Royce Jones, KDKA News.
At first, we hid our camera along Beechwood Boulevard to see if drivers really were driving around the speed humps. Oh, and they were. And then we realized it didn't matter if our camera was hidden or not.
I was actually parked right next to one, and people are still getting within inches of my car to go around it when it's like, just a speed hump. Like, just go over the speed hump.
Bicycle riders have quickly learned to watch out because the white line protecting the bike lane is no protection at all, although the riders do appreciate the hump producing slower speeds.
If there was a collision at 15, it's a lot safer than 25.
And those who live and work along Beechwood feel they've gotten a better chance to get out of their driveways now that the humps are in place.
I think everyone feels a lot safer, and it just really slowed everyone down a lot.
The city is not happy about Beechwood drivers playing obstacle course with the humps.
We do not want people to swerve into the bicycle lane. The bicycle lane is for people on bicycles.
And while the police have been here periodically,
the police are reminding people of the appropriate behavior.
Rick says something more may be needed.
We can look at vertical delineators to keep people out of that lane. Really, we would expect that people would adhere to the pavement markings that are on that street, but we are looking at some other interventions that can help protect the bicyclists.
It's fun watching all the community getting together.
And get together they did. Hundreds came out for a street party at the waterfront with a backdrop of history, a stage for the Hanukkah festival steeped in meaning.
I enjoy that everyone's together and we're doing this all together. and like all the singing and the food.
The feeling of togetherness not lost on anyone in all the fun. The neighboring Jewish communities came together for a grand lighting of the 12-foot menorah. The 8-day Jewish celebration of Hanukkah commemorates the rededication during the 2nd century BC of the Second Temple in Jerusalem, where, according to legend, Jews defeated their Greek-Syrian oppressors. The light symbolizes joy, which overflowed at the street party with food, music, and joyous dancing.
I think it's fun because I also see my friends.
You don't have to be a certain type. It just brings like the community and by the waterfront.
We try to be community, and this is a time that community is very important, and to celebrate together is really, really nice.
The lights illuminating the streets, warming the hearts of those who came together to be together, to celebrate similar faiths, different faiths, and religious freedom for all. And the community that comes together, says the mayor, stays together.
We're celebrating Christmas, they're celebrating Hanukkah, and it's how people can get together and be one. We're not divided in Homestead.